Kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Start the drive with Dixon, and he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down, offense behind the sticks here, 2nd and 13. Throwing now is Carr. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Jonathan Hankins breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
And absolutely zero surprise that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
No, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Fielded at the 20. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Remember the one-dimensional tight ends who just put their hand in the ground and block people? Well, if you're that guy now, you're probably a fullback in an I-formation offense. These tight ends nowadays can do everything. Block, run, and catch. Beautiful connection for a touchdown.
Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. On the give, this is Dixon. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Carl try it again on second down. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Carr. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. D. Ford in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the D-line's going to spread out. Here's Carr to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. 3rd down here.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Now, 6-18.
To throw is Carr. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Kevin Dodd. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Marquette King now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Room here to run. Bell sheds him off. Whoa! It still won't go down. down. It's a big run that time by Bell. 49 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Let's go.
Coming left is Hill. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit at the 46. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Sanchez with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
This is such a good read defensively. They know that this offense is going to try to get the ball to their playmaker in space. So what do? They crowd him and send bodies at him. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Kevin Dodd in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
They'll run it here with Dixon. And Hill running right through it. So he fought off the tackle, and that gives him the first before he's brought down. Carr now to throw. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Carr now on 1st down. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be a second down. A give running left, Dixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing his car on 3rd down. That's complete right around the 8. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 4-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Lutz puts this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses have we talked to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they wanted to.
So out now come the Jets. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
On second down, Hill. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down.
That, quite simply, is Jeremy Hill. A very powerful, compact back.
He's always been that. Even back at LSU, that's where he honed that skill, right?
Love to run between the tackles and take the contact as well as dish it out.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Leopard. Here we go now. Blue landing. All right, now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. Look at the big man rumble. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out come the Jets. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Gary and Conley. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Now Carr throwing on second down. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play. On first and goal, Dixon. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They'll try again with Dixon. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, thinking about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They start the drive on the ground with Hill. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. On 3rd down, here's Hill. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Carr to throw on 2nd down. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Evans in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the 1st on the ground. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Carr going to throw. Brought in by Walford, right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll turn to the power game at Olawalu. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
2nd down now after the incompletion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. To throw on 3rd down. Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Carr now on 1st down. Got it complete to Crabtree. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
This is intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Looks like the defense in press coverage here on 2nd down. Hill. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out come the Raiders. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr. And that is incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And it's 3rd and short.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jordan Evans in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On is the punter King to send it away. This is brought in at the 21. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Sean Smith. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The drive begins with a run by Dixon. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. To throw on 2nd down. Carr letting one go deep for Robert. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 40 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On 1st down, they go with Dixon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 2nd down, it's Dixon. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. On third down, Carr. Caught the tight end Walford. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. Back now in the East Bay. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This for a fourth-quarter lead. And Lutz puts this one through. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
New York set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And a movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he comes back with one complete. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They run it again with Hill. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harvey. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to churn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll try to run it. It's Hill. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Jeremy Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. He's got it, and it's now a 21-16 lead. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. 3 yards remaining here on 2nd down.
Hey, Raider 2, now, lady. Hey, 734. Switch. Now, lady, that's it.
Carr now to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Carr finding Patterson there for a Raider first. They'll get it to Dixon, running left. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. From midfield, here's Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. On the toss play, this is Dixon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. Throwing now is Carr. Walford's got it. Complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So they're operating in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Leonard Williams in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to make it 4th down. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. And this is caught. Crabtree, touchdown Raiders. Michael Crabtree, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. To throw is Carr. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. New York set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit! Detroit! Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Back to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
He's back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. throw here. He is going to find Hill here. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. They go play action here on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
Let's go. Over. Gone.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. They still need 1 completion for field goal range.
And just think about what they're going over in the huddle right now. Make the catch, get out of bounds. That's going to be tough to do. So make the catch, get up to the line of scrimmage, and clock it to have one last shot.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Here we go.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, now he bowls, and the Raiders have got him.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Oakland, it's a rare bright spot as they move to 3-10 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Black Hole celebrates.
The Giants are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about the Chiefs' newest player?
He's a durable lineman who set a team record for consecutive starts, never missing a game throughout a decorated 4-year college career. Ross Tucker praised his footwork leading up to the combine, where he did not disappoint, solidifying his position as the draft's top offensive line prospect. He has the potential to be the cornerstone of this offensive line for years to come and should provide consistent protection for a franchise quarterback. This is a great pick.
The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Jaguars have made their pick. Adam, what can you tell us about him?
One of the more underrated aspects of the combine are the player interviews. I spoke with a handful of NFL scouts and GMs to get a feel for who stood out for better or worse, and his name came up almost every time. One GM even put a grade on the interview, giving him a solid A+. The number one thing I heard about him was how well spoken he was and how he showed his football intelligence on every answer. Some teams even had him use the board to chart some plays, and he did so flawlessly. A lot of GMs would love to have a locker room full of guys like him, so it's no wonder he was just drafted. Now we just need to see if he can really play or if his charisma and intelligence got him farther than it should have.
The Falcons are now on the clock. The Falcons' pick is in. Let's go to Adam with more on Ford.
He had one of the worst pro days you could have for a defensive lineman. One coach put him through a series of drills, but halfway through you could clearly see him beginning to tire. According to Matt Miller, he looked considerably tired in the second half of the day and took frequent breaks. At the moment, he doesn't look like an every down lineman. He's really going to need to work on his conditioning to make it through an entire NFL season.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Panthers just made their pick. Tell us more, Adam, about Hudson.
He was one of the most dominant pass rushers in college football last year, getting everyone's attention after netting over 20 sacks and setting a new school record. He started seeing double teams at the line midway through the season, and that still didn't stop him from getting to the quarterback. Scouts all agree that he is a rare combination of strength and burst off the line that make him a threat on almost every play. He's a real difference maker for a defense, and he should be a starter for this defensive line in no time.
The Cowboys' pick is in. Let's go to Adam, who has more on Adams.
He's a Heisman-winning defender. Let me say that one more time. He won the Heisman, and he's a defensive player. Need I say more? You can imagine how well he played this season to win the biggest award in college over several offensive playmakers. The trophy was well-deserved, and according to Matt Miller, he projects really well as a defender in the NFL. I think this is a home run pick, and it's great to see a defender get some well-deserved recognition.
Adam, what can you tell us about the Titans' newest player?
He was the recipient of a Hail Mary pass that went down as one of the biggest moments in college football this season. What Matt Miller told me was it sounds like he should get all the credit for it. As he described it, he did exactly what a coach wants his receiver to do in that kind of situation. He kept his eye on the ball as he ran downfield, boxed out the defenders in his area, and finished with an athletic, leaping grab. We knew he was one of the better receivers in college, and that play basically showed us why. This team just added a potential offensive weapon to its arsenal, and I look forward to seeing what he can do on Sundays.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
Well, he hasn't gotten a lot of attention from the media. His name has been circulating around the front offices the past few weeks. To find out why, I spoke with Matt Miller. He told me his performance at the Combine caused them to go back and look at his game film one more time. And what they found was his team made a scheme change in his final season that forced him to shift to a new role he wasn't exactly comfortable in. To draw a comparison, they looked at his first 3 seasons before the change, and he looked like a much different player. The speed and level he played at matched what they saw him do back at Indy. He rose up draft boards across the league, and they're very lucky to have picked him up before anyone else could.
The Rams are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
Matt Miller and a number of other scouts told me he was their favorite offensive lineman to watch at the All-Star game. Following a great senior year, he came into All-Star week looking like one of the better lineman prospects this year. And right from the start, the coaches challenged him using blitz packages and other stunts to see how he would react. He handled everything that was thrown at him and not once looked overwhelmed or gassed from the extra attention. Todd McShay tells me he looked like a dominant force on the line, keeping the quarterback clean and opening holes for the tailback to run through. He should be a great fit on this team's offensive line and possibly a day one starter.
The Raiders are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about that last pick?
This was a quarterback who just needed a good pro day to reach status quo again. His stock took a temporary nosedive when he had one of the slowest 40s among the QBs. At his pro day, he ran the 40 again and got a much better time. And that 40 time placed him around the middle of the quarterback class. While he may not be the fastest QB in this class, he was at least able to prove that he wasn't the slowest. It was enough for the team to grab him with this pick.
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. All right, team is now off the clock. Adam Schefter, can you tell us about their newest player?
This is a player that many felt could be a solid role player in the NFL, but not a dominant force. That train of thought changed after one of the best defensive performances the college All-Star game has ever seen. At times, it seemed as if he were everywhere on the field during the game, disrupting both the run and pass game for the opposition. Several scouts I spoke with pointed to that performance as evidence he could dominate at a high level, and sources have told me that more than one general manager felt he was the type of defender you could build a franchise around. Now all that's left for him to prove is if the All-Star game was an aberration or a sign of things to come.
All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
When I ask scouts around the league what his biggest asset is, they always point to his father. His dad is a high school coach that knows how to consistently finish in the top of the school's division. And ever since he was able to walk, he's been on the sidelines for every game. Even after he leaves practice at night, he's still getting advice from his dad at home. And from what I've heard from scouts who've watched him play, you can tell the extra coaching has helped. Even during interviews at the Combine, I was told by several GMs that he was one of their favorite players to talk to. He has his dad's eye for the game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him become a coach one day himself. I like him a lot, and he'll be a great addition to the team.
The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Okay, so they just picked up Malone. What's the latest on him, Adam?
Like football, rugby's a sport that's played with guys of all shapes and sizes. In his case, he was one of the big guys pushing and pulling blocks in the center of the pitch. He was playing rugby for a university in Australia before he was recruited to transfer and play football for 2 seasons here in America. His first year was spent adjusting to the game, getting used to the different rules and how to play his position properly. The guy even had to adjust how he tackled now that he had to wear pads and a helmet. But his second year is really where we started to see what he could potentially do. He's a physical player at the line of scrimmage. The team was able to pick up a good addition to its line with a bit of an interesting history.
The Titans are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
I heard he surprised several scouts at his pro day when he showed up looking a lot leaner, and the difference showed when he went through drills. He turned in slightly faster times than expected in every major drill and displayed improved footwork compared to how he looked at the tail end of the season. I've heard from a few different coaches that they'd like to see him put some weight back on, yet keep playing as quick as he currently is. Whether he does that or not, I think we'll see him on the line on Sundays.
Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who's got more to say about the Browns' latest pick.
In a surprise move during the season, he left the team, citing personal reasons for the decision. From some of the reports I've heard, it sounds like he had some family issues that he really wanted to settle before the draft. His coach and teammates didn't hold any ill will against him and actually seemed supportive in his decision. He mentioned to several teams during the combine interviews that he felt a burden lifted off his shoulders, and now he can really focus on football. Despite missing a lot of his senior year, I like this kid a lot, and I think he'll do fine for this team.
The Giants are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about the Giants' newest player?
Here's a guy who had been sliding under the radar on several teams' draft boards, even after several big games this year, and completely outrunning some high-ranking peers head-to-head. GMs still weren't sure what type of impact he can make at the next level. One thing is for sure, he's a hard worker who thrives on competition, which should lead to a very long and successful career in the NFL.
The Bears are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. Let's go to Adam now, who's got more on the 49ers' latest pick.
You know when an offensive lineman has a good game, you usually don't notice him. Well, you couldn't help but notice this kid during the All-Star game. Any pressure the quarterback got that day usually came directly from his area. He blocked the wrong defenders on several plays and got completely manhandled on others. Matt Miller gave him the benefit of the doubt, explaining to me that some linemen are slow to adapt to new schemes. If that's the case, then maybe with time, he can become a dependable blocker for the team. I'm sure that's what the GM is hoping for, too.
The Bills are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who has more to say about Wade.
Long talked about as a top 3 defensive back prospect, his draft stock fell dramatically after a series of consecutive struggles late in the season against inferior wide receivers. Many speculated that these struggles were due to a series of nagging injuries, a theory which may have been validated by his strong performance at his pro day. I was able to talk with several GMs about him at the Combine, and they told me he possesses the raw physical skills needed to become a top-tier NFL defensive back. 3 skills in particular were mentioned by every GM I spoke to: exceptional physicality at the line of scrimmage, a nose for the ball, and better hands than most receivers they've seen and scouted. The reason for his collegiate struggles may forever be shrouded in mystery, but they'll soon be forgotten if he's able to realize his full football potential.
The Saints are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock.
Now that the Cowboys have made their pick, let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about him.
He came away from the Combine with the Workout Warrior designation. It's a title that helps some sleepers become stars and some busts become, well, busts. The question was, which category did he fall under? Well, in his defense, if you look at his film, it seems to match up well with what he can do in the weight room. He's a physically gifted athlete and knows how to use it in games. If I had to pick out what kind of workout warrior he is, I call him Boom. We'll see if I'm right.
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock.
The Browns pick is in. Let's go to Adam with more on Freeman.
Coming into the season, several scouts had him ranked as the top linebacker prospect entering the draft, and what followed was a flurry of media attention. The constant distractions looked to have taken their toll on him as he struggled to put together consecutive strong performances throughout the entire season. This inconsistency had him all over the experts' draft boards on a week-to-week basis. Even Todd McShay wasn't immune to the ranking roller coaster, having him anywhere from the number 2 to the number 10 linebacker available. This pick will be looked at as a bit of a gamble until he's able to prove he has the mentality it takes to turn in great performances on a week-to-week basis.
The Raiders are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock.
They've just picked up Tanner. What's the latest on him, Adam?
A fundamentally sound offensive lineman whose last collegiate season was ended prematurely by a nasty ankle injury. He's a guy who has the potential to become a centerpiece on the line for years to come. If there's one point of contention about him, it's that after talking to several of my sources, there's a significant worry about the strength of his surgically repaired right ankle. The original injury happened when the ankle appeared to buckle while he was not engaged, raising some serious questions about leg strength. He's been known as a bit of a power lifter with exceptional upper body strength, leading some strength coaches to openly question if this explosive lifting is putting additional stress on his leg joints. He looked good at the combine with excellent lateral movement pushing off the ankle in question. We probably won't know how well that ankle holds up until about a year from now after he's been through the rigors of an entire NFL season.
The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock.